All right, let's get into the day. The impact game plan. This young man used to live in Cleveland. He moved down. He used to be, yeah, he's a big Brown fan. Yeah, got season tickets and all that. Daryl Ransom, yes, sir. First time I met him, I took my jet. I jetted up there to Cleveland. And I was so impressed that I came into his meeting, sat in the back because he wanted me to sit in the front. I sat in the back. Yeah, I sat in the back because I want to watch people's reaction. And I sat in the back and I watched it. At that time, the meeting room was about 60 people or 70 people. And I was just shocked. Listen to me. I was shocked that over 95% of the people had over 100 points. And that was that was years ago. I was shocked. I'm sitting there looking at my little 35, 45 points. I was like, man, they all got 100. And that was back then before it was you only needed 60 to get paid, 40 or 60 to get paid to the 7th level. And they all had over 100. I was shocked, Miss Belinda Batiste. Yeah. Well, anyway, last week he talked to us about his residual as an RD. I don't know if y'all remember what it said his residual was as a regional director. But if you got that many points, you can understand why his residual, what he said it was. I ain't going to tell you what it was if you wasn't on the call, but he said it last week. He shared with us. Today, he has over 7,000 IBOs in his organization, Bill Ranson. And Rick Kay, he's got over 40,000 customers he gets paid on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He also said last week that you can do anything you put your mind to. You know, this young man has 5 kids. Matter of fact, he's their coach, and he doesn't miss any of the games. I mean, he's amazing. He was out here a couple of weeks ago. One of his kids had a birthday, flew right back for the birthday party and flew back out here again. You know, he's a youth pastor. He's a great leader. And I just want to call him, he's a friend. Now, he's a friend of mine. And I'm just happy to have him back on our call today. Without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, the one and only Steve Payten II. Let's come ahead.
First of all, I just appreciate Mr. Thomas. And, I know I say it every time, and it's not going to be a time that I don't say it because people join ACN all the time. And, people message me and send me messages in my DM or messages on social media and stuff and say, what do you suggest? And I'm just a very simple person. And if I had to do things differently, if I had to tell somebody what to do, the number one thing would be do exactly what your mentor tells you to do, because most people don't do it. They act like they do, they say that they do, but they really don't. They don't give their all. So when you have someone like that, I can't even fathom or imagine someone being so close to their team. I mean, when I got started, my RVP was Mr. Efren Tejada, and I had never heard from him. I just knew that he was my RVP from a distance, and he came into Ohio in the Cincinnati 4 hours away, and I went to the event and heard it, and he was great, but I didn't have a relationship with him, and I was the #1 producer as an executive team leader in my organization, in his entire organization, because I would receive messages, congratulations from other people. And I didn't receive a phone call from him until I hit team coordinator, and the phone call was congratulations. So I just tell you, you guys, don't take it for granted when you get to work with somebody. Like I was so thirsty, and hey, that's how I became Steve Payten in this industry, was because I was so thirsty to get the attention of the leaders that already did it. I said, man, this is what I got to do to get attention, because I need the attention of the people that have already done it. So don't take them for granted. Make sure that you guys ask questions and make things happen. So I want to open up the call. Let's do things different. How things been going? How's production going? How's your ACN business going? Let me know. Unmute yourself and let me know. How's it going? Somebody let me know. I'll wait. I'm very patient. Praise God, because I use the fruits of the Spirit every day of my life. So I'll just wait.
I've given myself permission to learn the skills necessary to marry with my passion to be successful in this business. And I'm very grateful to be a part of this wonderful organization. Thank you all.
What's that mean? How's your production going? How's your business thriving?
I'm doing something every day to grow, whether it be putting my list together, reaching out to people, setting up calls. Every day I'm doing something to grow. And so I will soon be ETL.
Okay.
Mr.
Anybody
Payten,
else?
Mr. Payten, I just want to say that Mr. Waller has been in business with us almost 2 weeks, maybe just very close.
Wow, okay.
But he's a few points away. He's got another new IBO just came in. He's just a hair throw away from ETL, and he's very coachable. Matter of fact, he's going to the convention.
Nice.
He's got his hotel, you know, and you know what a lot of people do when they, as you well know, Mr. Payten, I'm not telling you something, they get people in the business and they don't even share the convention with them because they keep thinking in their mind that they won't go or don't have the money to go. So I want to thank Rose Guerrero and Chris King for being there for him. I want to thank Ms. Evelyn Phelps also for being coaching with them. And I've done some 3-ways with and been on one of the Zoom calls to get people in the business. So you're going to be hearing a lot about him because he's so coachable. I mean, so coachable.
That's good. That's good. And so what's your name again? BK Waller. I want you to listen real closely. And I'm talking to you directly, but this is for everybody. That's what it's all about. God is so good that you're the person that spoke and you've only been in the business for a couple of weeks and you're going to the Elevate event, because that's the main thing I want to talk about today. Getting ready for this event. Now, ACN, they have opened up the virtual event also with this, okay? But I want you guys to understand, what do you think would be most effective if you have a presentation at your house with 20 people, or you meet with somebody one-on-one? What do you think will get you the most business partners and customers? The odds. Meet with somebody one-on-one. Yes, I said at your house. What if you had 20 people on the Zoom versus 20 people at your house? What do you think will get you the most results?
The house.
The house. I had a conversation with Brian Sachs. He's an SVP. His organization is nasty. I mean, he overrides Australia and Korea. And he said to me, he said, Steve, he said, you got to get to live events. He said, because for every 5 Zooms is 1 PBR or 1 home event. That's the results in general. And I was like, wow. So you're right. So it's always better to be there. So good job, Mr. Waller, for making it happen. And this is what I want to say. That's the key to the business. Getting people to that event, because that's how you mysteriously end up with leaders on your team. Listen, so I told you guys, like, I'm gonna take you guys on this journey with me these next couple of weeks. Okay, so my goal is to get people to that event with me. So that's my goal, to get people at that event. I want to get people to that event, to the Elevate event. And the reason is because I want more leaders, more hungry people, okay? So that's the name of the game. We call it the impact secret. Everything that we do is for the event, okay? So I've been working, and I was actually just talking to my leaders a couple of days ago. We had Midnight Madness where we work with all the leaders. And last month, I was the #1 regional coordinator and #1 regional director on my team. That's the first time that that's happened this year. And that's because I've been, just like Mr. Thomas said, out recruiting and working with people. And I got this guy that got in, and the guy says, I talked to him, and I'm trying to get him qualified. And the guy, he's just really blessed with people that got on the call and stuff. But they don't have any money, but they have bills, okay? He has 2 daughters. He puts in the gas and electric, and he purchased a cell phone from Cell Platinum. The cell phone is at his house, okay? So I say to him, now, just so you guys know, my position, everybody that I gave him 4 reps. And because I just been recruiting, anybody that I get in is going up under, you know, it went up under this person, okay, that I got in personally. So he basically has, if you guys know the bonus, $525 locked in if he just gets qualified, okay? Because the bonus was $325 plus 200 plus the $200 for getting the 5 services. I hope you guys are listening. And so I said, look, I said, the daughter already said she would give him the bills. So that's 2 more services plus the cell phone that he already had. This is what he said to me. He said, okay, I'm gonna do it. The next day went by, he didn't do it. I said, I'll contact him again. Hey, you know, do we need to get on the call with her or whatever? You know, do we need to, so I can help you? He's like, oh yeah, I've been busy. I'm sorry, I forgot about it. I thank you so much for your patience. Like he loves me and he know I got his back. He's not one of those toaster reps. He's just one of those reps, because in network marketing, 97% fail, okay? And most of the time, it's not, listen, I had no network marketing experience. If you guys heard my story last week, I got started, I was working in the lawn and garden industry. You know, I was doing lawn care and stuff. So I didn't have any experience in this. I wasn't a business owner. I just had belief and hope, really. That's it, and work ethic. So I worked. So my belief, I know anybody can do this business. I know he can do this business because he has support and he's not afraid of rejection. And most people are afraid of rejection. So listen, so I called him again. Hey, you know, let's do this. Like, you know, what do you need? You know, he's answering. He's texting me back, calling me back. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do it tonight. The next day happened, he didn't do it. So I said, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, why haven't you got the services? He said, I got to pay my rent. And which has nothing to do with putting in the free gas and electric bill, but I'm just telling you what he told me. I got to pay my rent. So because I got to pay my rent, I haven't put the cell phone in yet. And I said to him, I tried to explain it to him. I said, listen, I said, you're going to get paid on Friday. If you put these bills in by today, you'll get paid on Friday. Mathematically, it'd be $525 for putting in those 2, the gas and electric and your cell phone that you're already going to put in, that you bought and it's at your house. And I said, so you're going to get that back Friday. So whatever it is, if you gotta, if the $60 or whatever, $60 to $100 is a problem for your cell phone, you should just borrow it from somebody for a day or a couple of days. And then, because I always try to get people to think different first, okay? And so I say $100, that's me just over exaggerating it, it's gonna be less than that, to make $525 means a $425 profit. So you don't want to lose $425 that you can make and you already got the services there. And he said, okay, I understand. Still didn't do nothing. Okay. So the next day, so now I'm doing my math. Okay. I'm a math person. For those that don't know, I'm a poker player, and I went to school out of full ride at The Ohio State University to be a doctor. So I'm smart when it comes down to math, like math, everything I do is math. And that's one of the reasons why I was able to move up in this business so much, because of mathematically, I invested a lot in the business. I invested a lot. I was like, okay, to pay or help for this person to get in or help this person get the international, if I can get this many people, then I'll make this much money. Like that's how I do, okay? And with him, I said to him, I said, okay, So I'm gonna make this much money. This is in my mind. I'll make, you know, $350 to give him $100. So even if he don't pay me back, I'll make this much. I'll make $250. So I said, look, I'll do the cell phone for you. I'm gonna send you the money, but I'm not gonna send you the money until we put the gas and electric in. As soon as we put the gas and electric in, I'll send you the money. He said, wow. He said, thank you so much. Thank you for believing in me. I said, okay, what's up? You know, did you put the gas and electric in? My daughter's gonna call me tonight. I said, okay, well, I'm paying for your cell phone. So, you know, you should make it happen because this is, you know, you getting down to go time. You got to make it happen. And he said, okay, didn't do nothing. Now that's how we do a lot of times. Like somebody, David just said, what? I'm telling you, get in the business long enough, you go see it. You go experience it. This is how people are. And listen, Julian said normal. It's normal. It's normal. And what's crazy, Julian, is he was still responding to me. Like, this is crazy. And I was just like, this is crazy. But that just tells me how this person is and how he's always going to be. Because wherever you go, there you are. You got to be willing. I'm giving him a shot, like shift, change, grow. I'm pushing him. I'm telling him what he got to do to think different. And he just having a missed opportunity. And listen, we at a different level are just like that if we don't go to the Elevate event. You better listen. We are just like that, but at a different level. You like it's like you're paying $129 plus the flight or the hotel, whatever, $500 total, you know, whatever, to make, if you apply everything, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Do you understand? I went to my first event broke. I was so broke that we literally, it was my team, it was 12 of us. We all stayed in the same hotel room. I just called everybody. You know, I had 15 people at the time and 12 out of 15 came. 2 of them didn't have a storefront set up and never answered any of our calls, okay? So really, essentially, I took my whole team. I begged everybody. None of us had it because birds of feathers flock together. Broke people rock with each other. That's how it was, okay? So we all came to the international. We all stayed in the hotel. Well, my mentor on the call, it was a conference call, said, you got to bring your spouse. So I said, I need to bring my spouse. Because in my mind, it was like the story of Jesus with the lady touching the hem of his garment. It was like I had been in the business for a couple of months. I didn't have that much success, but I saw people having success. And I said, if I could just get to this event, I think everything will change based on what everybody is saying. It's something that I'm missing. And I got to the event and I didn't have a babysitter either. No money and 4 kids and 1 on the way. So all of my kids stayed in the hotel room with us too. So 12 of us plus my kids. All we had was a cooler. We had bread and sandwiches and chips, and we ate that. That's all we had, and we split the cost so that we can save money. And out of that special event, 2 regional vice presidents are on my team from that event. I walked away from my job 3 months after that event, and I hit RVP a year after that event. It was like pop, 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 pop. Because don't tell me nothing. Don't show me how to do it. I am coachable. I'm not about to, you don't dangle nothing in my face. Don't dangle $1 in my, people know. I'm not betting Steve. I'm not gonna, it's just not happening. I mean, I wish that the Empire was on this call right now or Limitless was on this call, because we had Impact versus Empire versus Limitless. It's a wrap. Don't bet me. You dangle money in my face. You dangle anything. Like I was talking to my team. I mean, $2, $20. It's just, you know, it's all valuable to me, how I was just raised and brought up, because we didn't have nothing. You know, I grew up on free lunches. So like for me, like you're not gonna dangle something. So like you dangle ACN in my face and tell me that I can make money and tell me that I can be free. I'm dreaming, but I'm gonna figure it out. And that's what I kept telling my mentor. I know he thought I was crazy when it took me 3 months to get qualified. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna blow this business up. But he didn't have a system. He didn't tell me I had to have presentations. He didn't tell, but when I saw and I took notes, I'm like, okay, I'm bringing this back to my team, and we go apply these things. And then I went to the next internet because then you go to the next event, because then you realize, okay, some things that you fixed that you weren't doing that stood out. But it's just like going to church. When you go to church, sometimes you hear a message, and that message just hits you like, dang, bang, man, I need to change my life. You know, and that's how it is. Like, then you go to the next one and you're like, man, I wasn't doing this. So then you come back to the team and you apply that. Like, now we got to apply this. This is something that we haven't been doing. And I got better and better and better, and was able to eventually get the amount of business partners, over 7,000, over 40,000 customers because of that. And it's because of getting people to that event. I've got good at leveraging the events, getting people to the event. I tell people the events cover, the Bible say that it covers a multitude of sin. I say that the events cover a multitude of sin or mistakes. Because somebody like me, who didn't know how to do anything, didn't do PBRs, didn't follow the system, didn't get customers. I wasn't good at getting customers. I wasn't good at getting business partners. But what I was good at was getting myself out the way and talking about, you got to go see Mr. Thomas. You got to go see this person. And like, even my first event, I had never been there, and I got my entire team there. And it was just because like I was begging. Like, look, I remember telling my cousin Greg Borden, who is our RVP now. I said to him, because I could tell he's about to quit, and I said, look, you can quit after this, but let's just do exactly what they say first. Let's do everything that they say, and then if it don't work, you know, we could both quit together. But we need to get to that event and at least see it. Like, because my belief was high. Like, it was like, I saw people. I saw an 80-year-old lady. I saw a young person that was at the event. And I'm like, if they can do it, somebody can barely talk, then I can do it. It's something that I don't know. So if she's talking about giving 90% to church and keeping 10% for herself, and she's in her 80s, bruh, it's something that I don't know. It's something that I'm doing wrong. That's what I'll never forget that day. So I said, I got to figure it out. I got to get to the event and figure it out. So you have to go, make it happen, and then go with the belief and the intention that I'm going to come back and dominate. I'm going to apply all of this stuff. And I'm telling you, I sit there I got my seats up front, you know, with the top leaders right in front by the stage. I always have them. I'll have them again this time for event pre-reg. And I rotate them to my new reps and let them sit up there so I can sit with my team. I sit with my team so that they can see me present and taking notes. And I sit with my team so I can see who real. Because I look for people who show up like me. How did I show up? I wasn't getting up. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I don't have nothing to say. You want to talk to somebody off on the side and stuff like that at the event and have a good time and have kumbaya sessions and stuff like that. I don't want to talk. I need to figure out, how can I get at home to be with my family? How can I be better? Why is this person higher than the charts on me? I mean, higher on the charts than I am. What's going on? What do they know that I don't know? What can I apply to my game? So I would, listen, I gave the example of the one-on-ones and the Zooms. They're still valuable. So if you just simply are going to make it happen, then, you know, definitely register for the virtual. But I urge you, get to that event, okay? With that being said, what am I going to do? I told you I'm going to take you on this journey with me, okay? Because I'm rebuilding. Like ACN right now, if you haven't been on the calls and stuff, because of the pandemic, like, we are rebuilding. We are doing things differently. Like Mr. Thomas said, that's the same conversation I just had with my leaders. Live events. As a matter of fact, Jomar hit me up. Jomar hit me up last night and on an email, and I was up praying and talking with God, and I checked my email, but you know, before I went to bed, and Jomar said, hey, I saw you was having a PBR. Can I come? And I'm like, sure. And I emailed him my number. I said, hit me up because I would love for you to be there. Because I told my mentor who moved down here recently, Efren Tejada, I said, we need to start an event out here. We need to do a live event. And I told my team out in Cleveland, we need to do one too. So that's what's gonna happen. But he hit me up about, or contacted me about having a PBR or an in-home event that I'm going to have here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead by example for my team. I'm going to show them this is what it takes. And I don't even know a lot of people here, but I'm gonna call everybody I know from the numbers that I got from my kids' games, from their practices, from church, from everything that I have done. I'm going to contact them and I'm going to get them to this event. And so either going to be Friday or Saturday. I contacted Mr. Tejada to see if he can go. If he's going to say no, then I'll be like, all right, whatever. But he just moved down here. So I'm like, look, could you come? And he said he can come. So that'd be even better. I can really get myself out the way, and just, put it all on my mentor, who's now my SVP. So I'm going to do that. And then use those people that get started. I'm also having Zooms. I have a Zoom today in 30 minutes and another Zoom an hour after that and another Zoom an hour after that and then another Zoom at 5:30. I'm going to be getting people exposed to the business, getting them in the business, and then getting them to this event in Florida. So I'm telling you so that you guys can do the same thing, because what's going to happen is this is what I do. I do this this ACN thing. I know how to do it. I work really hard in blitzes and in spurts. And I always in this, I always talk about to my team about Mr. Thomas, because your training years ago. That's why I was so happy when you contacted me, because it was two trainings that really, really inspired me. And one, I saw the kids and the family, they were homeschooling and going on trips across the globe and stuff together. I said, wow, I want to do that. And then your training, you said that I was so peaked, because you said that when you are ETL, it's work, check. And then you said at the next position, RD, work, check. And then you said at RVP is work, check, work, check. And then at the time we didn't have, gold and platinum, but of course, and then you said, then it's check, work, at SVP, something like that. I mean, I'm translating it from 10 years ago, but that I was like, wow, that's the life that I want to live. And honestly, that's the life that I live now. But like I told you guys last week, when your leader, when you have a top producer, a platinum regional vice president working, a SVP working, and you get to be a part of it or in the midst of it, it's the best thing. You want to be right there with them. You want to see so that you can catch what you can, so that you can take on that also and go out and dominate. All right. So I'm gonna take y'all on this journey with me. So I'm gonna have these presentations, and what's gonna happen is another leader is gonna arrive. I told my team the same thing. Mr. Churn hit RVP. I told him about Mr. Borden was gonna hit. Then I said, I'm gonna build up a team that's stronger and better than this, and I did. And then I said, I'm gonna build up a team that's stronger and better than this, and I did with Mrs. Wood's team. I do it over and over, and I'm gonna do the same thing now. And within the next 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna have another RVP that's gonna dominate in the company, and it's gonna come out of this, okay? So I want you guys to see it and hear it, and then I'm gonna, come out here and do a call, and they go do a testimonial. So whenever I get that leader, I'm gonna say, Mr. Thomas, I got that leader that I was talking about. Because the Holy Spirit is going to show me, because they're going to look like me. They're going to look like me. They're going to talk like me. They're going to think like me. They're going to be coachable like me. They may not be exactly like me, but it's going to show up like that. And when that happens, y'all are going to see it too, because I'm going to take y'all through this journey. But listen, I'm taking y'all through it by telling y'all, like, I don't hide stuff, telling y'all flat out how you have success. so that you guys can be successful also. So you guys can win too. So you guys can dominate too. Like if one of y'all win, that helps us all win. That your ACN testimony helps with everybody. So I want everybody to win. That's my heart's desire. So I hope that you guys are excited. I hope you guys are fired up. I'll be back next week to discuss the people that join, the PBRs, how many reps I got for the week. I want a large number. I have a very, very large number as a goal, which would be my largest number of this year. You know, I want to do it. I'm very focused on it because I know that I'll be able to get a remnant to the Florida event and really come back with leaders. And once I find that leader, I can run and then get back involved with the kids and stuff, with sports and practice and travel again and stuff like that. Go back down to Vegas with Mr. Thomas, etc., and enjoy the fruits of my labor after enjoying and helping someone do it. So God bless. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Sir, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I love the idea, folks. I hope you guys caught what he said. No matter how big your whatever kind of organization you got now, start over. Get some new people in. Start some fresh new blood in. Start over. That was so powerful. You know, also another key thing that Mr. Payten said is, like, when you go to the convention, sit down with your organization. So many people are floating around trying to look like your cutie pies. And well, anyway, sit down. And I can relate to the switching the seats out so new people can sit up front there. That's what we all do. But also, I love the idea, you know, when he gets his new people, they're excited. I get so crazy, talking about how you talk about Mr. Payten. I get crazy when I see people, not the 85-year-olds, I get crazy too, and the young people. I get real nuts when I see people that can only speak English walk across stage and get promoted RVPs. I lose my mind, because that shows me they can't even speak. I was backstage one time, and these guys were in my organization out of New York City. None of them speak English. I said, "How do y'all do it?" They said, "We just show pictures of you guys in the magazines." And we catch the subway, and this guy was making a healthy 5-figure a month. I mean, that when I see that, that just tells me anybody can do this. Anyway, I just get fired up when I see that. I just lose my mind when people come on stage and barely can speak English and walk across stage getting promoted. I love what Mr. Payten said, ladies and gentlemen. He said also, how's it going? He asked you the three things you need to have. You didn't write it down. He says, number one, you got to have belief. Do you really believe you can get there, Rick K? Do you really believe you can get there, Ken Hayes? Do you really, come on, Jesse Harden, can you really believe and have hope? Number two is hope. H-O-P-E, helping other people excel. Oh my God, hope. You got hope. This is hope. The lady yesterday, our prospect, she was so excited. This is hope. I've been praying for something like this. And the third thing he says, do you have a strong work ethic? Work ethic. I've always said this, I'll outwork most people. I'll outwork most people. I go sun up to sun down. I was up this morning at 4, at 4:15, out taking my first walk. By noon, I usually have 2 walks. I'll outwork people. And I'm out doing 3 ways at the same time. Anyway, he says, learn how to invest back in your business. And one of the ways he invests back in his business is get people to the events. 12 people plus his wife, plus his 4 kids, and 1 on the way in a 1 room. Now, if that ain't belief, if that ain't, I'm hoping, and if that ain't work ethic, excuse my French, I don't know what the blankety blank is. You know, the other day I said, Mr. And because of that, you know, I was going through my phone and I was getting some old numbers. And here again, the tip is go through your old phones, get names and numbers out to call people I'll be able to talk to. I sent Mr. Steve Payten some pictures of the trip to Bahamas we took with his lovely wife and a bunch of people. And I sent those to him the other day. He started laughing. Yeah, because he's a special person in my life. And I just want to say thank you, sir, for serving up such a great appetite for people to understand your life. Your plight, you come from the lawn and gardening business, has never done market before. And he said, don't dingle anything in front of him because he's hungry. Folks, just find people who are hungry. And that's right, Miss Belinda Batiste, he is a servant leader. And I want the rest of you to be the same way. I want to be able to brag on every one of you. I don't care whose organization. I want to be able to brag on you.
Amen.
So let's get after it. And by the way, sir, once again, I want to say thank you for everything you've done. And maybe the next time you guys do a home meeting down there, I might have to fly in to your place and do a PBR there at your house, since I got a few legs down in Dallas. Well, anyway, folks, I just want to share with you, that's a lifestyle that SVPs and RVP Platinums have to enjoy. And tomorrow morning, we have one of his organizations, like I say, he started another group, and that's with Miss Woods. He blew that group up to RVP. He started another group from scratch. And he's going to blow that one up. He's telling you right now, he's going to take us on the road with him as he does this. How important. Think about it. If he can do it, what's stopping the rest of us? So let's do this. Get the RVP. And RVPs help a bunch more RDs, help a bunch of people get to RD so you get RVP. So with that said, can we show Mr. Steve?
Did y'all know, I don't know if Mrs. Woods ever told y'all. Did y'all know though that, so I had this same conversation I'm having with y'all, with my team, with my leaders. I was #1 in the entire company, and it was time, for me to work again. I had just promoted another regional director. I had like 30, and it was like regional vice president back then. Regional director, you had to have 2 what are regional directors under your team right now. So I had like 30 something of those. And I said, okay, I'm about to build another team, because it was so many layers up under those other legs that I had. And I told my team this, and I recruited Nicole Woods, but she had done ACN before. She had just made a comment. It was like, oh, I want to do that. She saw me. I had season tickets to the Cavs, Browns and Indians. I was at a Cavs game with my son. She said, I want to do that. And I said, well, when are you going to be a part of the winning team? And I was #1. I was just swagging, really. But I thought that I was going to, I do that, and then I go help somebody. So I thought I was going to help her. But she had been out of the business for 3 years and was never going to do the business again. I talked to her and I got her in. And, behold, a couple of years later, she was RVP. So I'm just telling y'all, like, this is what I do, one, but you can do it too. Like one person, even if they did the business before, it doesn't matter.